Outside of row number 1. This is going to be a thriller here at Lucas Oil Speedway. 90 times around. Does Jonathan Davenport have enough up front to be able to start on the pole and win from there?
Row number 2, Marco Andretti, and what a surprise there. He did a great job in the first heat race. Was so-so in the second heat race, but just enough. He is on the inside, row number 2, along with the NASCAR veteran and champion, the Texan Bobby Labonte.
Kenny Wallace will start inside row number 3 after a good couple of runs, and Ken Schrader. So the two St. Louis neighbors are going to start back in row number 3.
Row number 4 is Ernie Francis Jr. and Bad Brad Keselowski, the NASCAR veteran.
Starting in row number 5 to the inside, Ryan Newman. He is your point leader, and after the runs he's had already, he's kept his nose clean, and that's pretty much going to do it. The Rocket Man, your champion in the SRX division, but he doesn't want to have just a championship. He wants a win. A long way to get there, starting in 9th. And Haley Deegan, we had a lot of interest in her, as well as Tony Stewart. Boy, they're starting all the way in the back.
Smoke got smoked. He is starting in the next row back, and Castroneves is on the outside.
So they'll come out, they're going to take a couple of laps, and then Mike Striegel up on the flag stand. He's going to take a look inside the cockpit and see if they get a thumbs up or a thumbs down after this track has been worked. Overhearing race control up here, they loved how the track held up for the first 2 heat races. Got to think all the work that Richard Turner put in has gotten this racetrack back to where it needs to be and able to take part in 90 times around. David Strimme down there on the infield. Saw him earlier on.
Hey, I just need to mention real quick, got some people double parked in the parking lot. People are trying to get out. I don't know why. Going to see a great race here. But got some people double parked down there and kind of interfering with that, as the case may be. So really, honestly, they'd like you to go move your cars if you could, if you are double parked and should be in a parking spot anyway.
And you know what, Douglas? I had been listening all night long into race control. They keep talking about the pace truck driver Randy, Randy LaJoie.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Yeah, I've heard of Randy LaJoie. Every single driver's seat inside these cars are all of Randy's seats that he's made. Some of the safest seats that a lot of NASCAR drivers use.
Awesome truck.
Pretty cool ride there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wonder if they get rid of that after the SRX series.
You think they're like our pace truck driver whenever they come out? You want a ride? We'll give you a ride.
Well, man, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a wild one. 90 laps, is that what I understood?
90 laps, no time limit on it, so all of the caution laps will count for the first 80, not going to count for the final 10. Going to give one extra lap just to make sure the track's where it needs to be. All right, race fans. We asked you earlier. We'll ask you now. Has your opinion changed at all? Who can prevail after 90 laps? Do you think it'll be the guy on the pole? 4-time winner, 3-time Lucas Oil late model national champion. What about Jonathan Davenport? Does he have it tonight?
Well, what about the former Lakeside and dirt track champion, the Kansas City Chiefs fan, the 07? Who's Clint Boyer? Can he do it?
Oh, I heard that roar. Of course, the door opened right whenever that happened.
Well, of course. Well, then, I know who Missy's going for. Anybody out there looking for Ryan Newman, the man who's looking for the championship here tonight? We're going to find out shortly.
So Jonathan Davenport, he's going to be the man on the point. The field of cars is now under his control. already a leg up on Eldora from last week. We've got 12 cars here for the feature.
Yeah, that's true. As they come out of turn number 4, green flag flies, 90 will decide it tonight. Jonathan Davenport comes out to the point. They get together back in the middle of the pack. Everybody stays straight. It is Davenport. Here comes, looks like Andretti coming up through. Boyer on the high side. Andretti and Wallace get together at the line.
Little difference between these cars and what we see here on a normal weekend here. The cars that we have here for our regular shows, no rear view mirrors. They go simply by looking left, looking right, hoping that they've got somebody over on the far side on their crew that might be able to flash a hand sign or two. These cars, a little different. They do have a rear view mirror. It's not all that big, can't see a ton out of it. No spotters for these cars either. So a lot of looking in the rear view mirror and hoping that you are able to see who's coming from where. If you see these cars make contact, chances are probably just don't know that there's somebody off to the side of you.
You know, I'd love to talk to Jonathan Davenport and find out, in this case, how much difference it is between his super late model and these cars going around the track. Looks like that would be kind of close. A whole lot of difference. These are more of a road course, maybe a solid track kind of car, but it'd be interesting to see what he says.
You know, I am watching timing and scoring right now, and what I like right now, these cars are getting faster and faster lap by lap. Most of the cars in the field just turned their fastest lap of the night. Jonathan Davenport just did it. Clint Boyer just did it. So did Herman, Labonte, Schrader, Newman, Francis. These cars are getting faster as this track is coming in.
You know, we talk about Richard looking and keeping that track in excellent shape. I think that's got a lot to do with it. Very tacky track, even though it's had a lot of laps on it. May be a different story when we get to about lap 80. But Davenport out front, Boyer in second. Here comes Andretti, Marco Andretti, the veteran from the state of Pennsylvania, brings them around. Now side by side, looks to the inside, shows a fender to Boyer. Kenny Wallace in that fourth spot as they come through. He is being challenged now by the NASCAR veteran, Bobby Labonte. These guys have battled before on a track. A little bit different situation,
yeah,
though.
Slightly. 7 laps down, 83 remain, and Jonathan Davenport out by a full second over Clint Boyer. Bobby Labonte to the inside of Kenny Wallace. That is a battle for 4th and 5th. Top 3 cars have all gotten lined out for the most part.
Looked like maybe Labonte gave him a nose underneath there and kind of moved Wallace over a little bit, got underneath him. But that's just the racing thing as they go on. Now, talk about two of them that have battled before. Wallace is back there. Here comes Kenny Schrader right behind him.
Cars on your screen now in turns 1 and 2. Bobby Labonte back behind them.
Shane, as they get ready to work, they got traffic. Keselowski off the pace. And here comes Jonathan Davenport. At about 2, maybe 3 laps, he's going to catch him.
These cars weigh around 3,400 pounds, so these are not light by any stretch. A far cry from what your typical late model would be. Just looking at times that they're putting up, these are probably around where our stock car times are as the yellow out on the track. 12 laps had been put in the books.
Must be debris on the track somewhere around. Looks like up in turn number 3, possibly. So caution comes out. I believe they went to a commercial break.
So Jonathan Davenport has led all 12 laps, and he is the first driver to break the 19-second mark overall in racing action. We saw 3 drivers do it earlier on in practice, but now Jonathan Davenport on lap 12, turning 18.894.
Wow. And like we said, it's a far cry from what he turns in his super late model, but still not a bad time. It started with Davenport and Boyer on the front row. It's still Davenport and Boyer on the front row. Got some great events coming up, though, don't we? As we roll through here tonight, that second row, Andretti doing a fine job. Marco Andretti, as he is holding on to third spot over the veteran. And that is Bobby Labonte. Labonte in that fourth spot as they come through. Row number 3, it is the St. Louis contingency. Kenny Wallace on the inside. Kenny Schrader on the outside. Hermie on the inside. In a little bit different color than what he's normally used to riding. He's used to riding that St. Louis Cardinal modified. Not quite the same here tonight.
Just looked it up for Jonathan Davenport when he came in for the tribute to Don and Billy Gibson. That was during the Lucas Oil 100 weekend when he won his heat race and he won the tribute. His qualifying time was a 16.292. He has now broken the 19-second mark, so a little over 2 seconds off the pace from where his Lucas Oil late model would be. It's not horrible.
No, and you say, like you said, as this track comes in, it's getting faster and faster, too.
Don't quite think he's going to get to a 16-second lap.
Well, we can only hope. All right, it means the pace truck's going to speed up. We're going to be going green out of turn number 4 this time. 12 in the books of 90. Side by side, it is Boyer and Davenport out of turn number 4. Green flag in the air. Andretti looks to the low side on that start. Thought he was going to take that down and into turn number 1. Didn't quite make it. He had to close out as they were going 3 wide in the corner.
Jonathan Davenport starting to get up to the top side of the track where he would typically run with his late model. Get a little closer to it, just not quite letting the tail end hang out as much as he normally would. The momentum that he gets off the turn where Clint Boyer is able to catch up with him and get right to his back bumper, that entire gap starts to grow whenever you get to the front straightaway. Just the launch that he gets off the turn as Bobby Labonte and Marco Andretti still having a good battle for third and fourth.
Well, and Jonathan Davenport, of course, this is the only race of the series he's got a chance to participate in. He's been invited to as they go around. In dirt, his home track, I guess you'd call it his home track right here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Man, he has done a lot of driving around this, but incredible. Kind of wonder what he would do in the whole series.
Again, Doug, getting faster and faster. Davenport, Boyer, and Andretti just turned their fastest laps of the night.
Wow. And here comes Bobby Labonte, the NASCAR veteran. Now takes away that third spot from Marco Andretti as they come into turn number 4. Boyer not backing him down from Davenport, the late model veteran. Jonathan Davenport, Superman, flying high. Clint Boyer staying right there with him. Not so sure that somewhere along the line that wasn't car owner, and I can't remember which car that Boyer had.
B. Shep at one time.
Yep, that's true. So as they roll here tonight, it is Jonathan Davenport on the point, Boyer in second, Andretti in third, Labonte in fourth. Rounding out your top 5, it is Kenny Schrader, the veteran in dirt and NASCAR.
And Brad Kay, not the night the NASCAR champion had in mind, where he is running 12th right now, and it is just not working for him. And he is probably around 6 or 7 laps from going a lap down to Jonathan Davenport. Brad is having some serious issues. He is 13 seconds behind Jonathan Davenport, and he is running 18-second laps. Just again turned his fastest lap of the night in 18.6.
Well, and, one of them that we were keeping our eye on, that is a 39, Ryan Newman, a gentleman who just about has locked up the championship for the SRX series in that 6th spot. Now Davenport has got Keselowski in his sights as they go into turn number 1. Davenport trying to figure out how he's going around Bad Brad here tonight. Looking to the inside over in 3 and 4. As they come out of turn number 4, it is going to be Superman. Flies around Brad Keselowski. Boyer in that 2nd spot. He's going to have the same feed as he comes around. Going to be looking, how does he get around here tonight? Car getting loose over in turn number 2. He gets it collected back up. That was, I believe, Ernie Francis Jr. Yes, got loose over in the turn, and now, oh, they get together. Francis and the 9 get together here tonight. $39, excuse me. Had a right number in there,
So
Ryan Newman.
Brad K has gone a lap down. Clint Boyer able to hang somewhat with Jonathan Davenport, and right now he's the only one that has been able to do that. A little less than a second behind is Clint Boyer from Jonathan Davenport.
Really kind of surprised Tony Stewart hasn't moved himself up in through that field.
Yeah, I was looking at that too. He's back in 11th right now, and it is just not working for Smoke. Yellow will come out again. Mike Striegel waves it in the air. Field had started to get stretched out. With that, after Brad Keselowski had gone a lap down, he gets his lap back, so Brad K is back on the lead lap.
Keselowski goes around the pace truck.
So 55 laps to go. We have ran 35 on the evening.
So as they roll around here tonight, Jonathan Davenport showing well, like you said. Boyer in that 2nd spot. Different way to start them, though. Both are going to start on the high side, I believe. So as they come around here tonight, all right, folks, it's a few more laps to go here tonight as we get ready to go. As we get ready to come back, the pace truck will pull off. he will head back into the pit area.
Not going to stay in there too long.
Oh, there he goes.
Smoke right back out on the track.
Need a little work.
Clint Boyer decides to go to the top side right behind Jonathan Davenport. That will put Marco Andretti to the inside of the first row.
All right, pace track is getting out of the way, Shane. That means we're going to go green flag racing out of turn number 4. Andretti and Superman on the front row to kick it off. We're going to see how it goes here tonight.
Good restart for Clint Boyer. Gets sandwiched in between Andretti and Davenport. Get kind of hung out to dry to the outside. Able to stay on the accelerator just a touch longer, entering the turn than Marco Andretti can. At the line, Davenport. Still ahead of Marco, and Marco just barely edging out Boyer. But Boyer answers to the outside, takes over second again.
Now Boyer looks to the inside of Davenport. Looks to be how he is trying to figure out how he's going to get around Superman up there in the front row, the 49 of Jonathan Davenport. Boyer, the 07, comes around here tonight. 3 wide coming out of turn number 2. Back in the pack.
Yeah,
Haley did get involved in that.
That was 4 wide there for a minute.
Francis and I believe 39 of Newman. The 3 of them that I see 3 wide. Now Davenport and Glenn Boyer are starting to march again. Battle for that 3rd spot now between Marco Andretti and Bobby Labonte. Andretti with it. Bobby Labonte coming up, looks to the high side.
Tell you, Doug, I'm still not giving up on Clint Boyer here. He's been second fiddle to Jonathan Davenport all night long, but he has just stayed right with him, and now best run he's had on Superman right now.
Absolutely. He looks to the inside, trying to figure out how to get around, bring that Bass Pro car around the Superman tonight. Cannot do it so far. So far, it is the 49 of Davenport shutting the door. Here comes Boyer once again, coming out of turn number 4. He shows him a fender. Cannot make it this time, but he is there. Boyer is ready to pounce. So as we come around this time, coming out of turn number 4, once again, it is Boyer looks to the inside, cannot make the pass. Battle continues back in the pack as Andretti in that 3rd spot, the 1 car. 4th, it belongs to Bobby Labonte. Rounding out your top 5 is the veteran Ken Schrader, and he has got the other St. Louis native, Kenny Wallace, right there with him.
Contact back in the field again. Trading some sheet metal and some paint back around 8th or 9th. And now more breathing room again. There's the battle, and a good one it is for Helio Castroneves. And Ernie Francis Jr. Jr. slides up the track, nearly makes contact. Opens the door for Brad Kay to the inside as Keselowski looks to make the pass. Yellow flag flies, caution lights turned on here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Jonathan Davenport still leading over Clint Boyer. Boyer had gotten it down to a half a car length. But Davenport stretched it back out to 1.3 seconds on the track before the caution came out. And that caution brought out for TV purposes a 2.5-minute break for commercial on Thursday Night Thunder on ESPN.
Man, great races so far as they can continue between Davenport and Boyer. Boyer's showing he's still got that touch in dirt here. I don't know if he getting the itch to go back in a NASCAR Cup car, but he definitely can do it on dirt.
Your drivers running 1 and 2 in the points battle are 12th and 11th right now on the track. And Ryan Newman's in the pit.
Uh-oh.
He has brought it into the attention of his crew chief, Jeff Fultz. Yeah, they're working on the left rear. Got a peek of it on ESPN. Looks like a left rear tire.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like he must have had some issue.
They still have 5 lugs, just not the one now.
Ah.
That's why
There
it's
you go.
taking so long.
Aha.
And they got a torque wrench. Turn it until it clicks.
The old-fashioned way. He's back out. Ryan Newman.
That lap under caution completes lap 54, so 36 remain.
Well, Shane, Jonathan Davenport looking like he is going to be somebody to reckon with. Clint Boyer's trying to stay with him. Superman's cape so far is looking pretty good.
Still not giving up on Boyer yet. He's been right there. He's made a couple of runs, had to back off. Maybe just saving and conserving.
Well, and he has shown he can get up to Jonathan Davenport even if he does not get around. Got to be in the back of somebody's mind that he is there and still knocking on that back door. Pace truck goes off. We're going to go green flag out of turn number 4 this time. It is Andretti on the inside, Davenport on the high side. As they come around, Schrader and Boyer behind them. Into 3 out of turn number 4. Green flag in the air from Striegel.
Your time to make up ground is on the first lap or two after a restart, and you see everybody trying to grab as much real estate as they can. A lot easier for Davenport up front to be able to stretch his legs out whenever everyone's going 2 and 3 wide. Now Clint Boyer, 3 car lengths behind down the back chute.
Well, Boyer brings it around. He's looking to the high side. He is in the tracks of Jonathan Davenport. He has decided Davenport may know his way around the track here tonight. Andretti in 3rd, Labonte in 4th, and round out your top 5, it is the veteran Ken Schrader, Fenton, Missouri. Can Boyer get up? He is closing the gap on Davenport. Davenport goes to the low side and part of that track, and Boyer stays on the high track. So as they come around here tonight, it is Davenport and Boyer 1 and 2. Battle back for that 6th spot. Here comes Ryan Newman. Newman, the 39, to the low side of the 14. Smoke coming up from the back of the field. Puts on a tremendous slide and keeps it straight.
I think he's ran to the back long enough. He is not used to that on a dirt track. He's like, I'm just going to barrel it off and hope for the best.
Oh, absolutely. Incredible run. If he was a sprint car, that'd have been a tremendous slide job. Stewart coming up. He has made himself up through the field. Now in that 6th spot. He was in the back of the pack.
Yeah, he was.
I'm like you. I think he says, I've been back here long enough.
There are only 2 guys I've seen behind a wheel be able to do what Tony Stewart's doing. Tony Stewart's one of them. Kyle Larson's the other one. About the only one that has that much car control that can just floor it and come out on the other end smelling like roses.
Man, I'm telling you. Stewart, big brass as he comes around here tonight with that slide job. He's going to be doing it again as Kenny Schrader next in his sights.
And hey, don't look now, but here comes Clint Boyer. Made another run on Jonathan Davenport. Got it down to 0.2 of a second, a car length behind off of 4. He's right there.
He is following in Davenport's tracks here tonight. He's trying to stay up with him that way. Hopefully Davenport making a bobble. Hopefully Boyer doesn't. Andretti in 3rd, Labonte in 4th, Schrader still in that 5th spot. Keep your eye on Smoke, the 14, right behind Schrader as they come around. I believe
Car to the infield over on turn 2.
Ryan Newman.
Now Elio Castroneves.
Oh, yep.
With that spin.
Yep, there went. Yep, seen Newman. That was Castroneves.
Cars look alike. I'll give that one to you.
Need my glasses to see that number that far.
He was running side by side with another car. A little bit of contact.
Well, this will close the field a little bit. Can Boyer take advantage of it? Get around Superman here tonight. I don't know why he doesn't drop to the bottom, goes beside him.
You mean pull a Tony Stewart?
Yeah.
So Jonathan Davenport, this is now with 21 laps left, and this is going to get interesting. You get down to the last 10, only green flag laps count, and they will do whatever they can within reason, of course, to finish under green. They don't want to have a caution come out later on and have to finish under yellow on that last lap. So if there's any chance at all that they can finish green, they're going to.
Pace truck goes off. That means we're going to go green flag racing once again out of turn number 4. Said it before, we'll say it again. Andretti and Davenport on the front row brings it around. Striegel with the green flag, flies in the air. Now Schrader drops way down. 3 wide out of turn number 2.
And boy, that's going to hurt Clint Boyer. The contact with Marco Andretti as they were 3 wide. Kenny Schrader made it a 3-car battle, and that's probably going to do it for Clint Boyer. He is going to have to rally big time if he's going to have a chance to get back up to the front. And here he comes to the outside of Schrader, a battle for 3rd.
I think he's saying, hi, Kenny, see you in a bit. As he takes over that 3rd spot, now next on his sights will be the one. That is Marco Andretti. Andretti comes around the 07 of Kenny Schrader, or of Clint Boyer, looking to get underneath as Marco Andretti stays on the high side.
And Clint Boyer, not real thrilled with Marco Andretti, lays the bumper to him not once but twice. Boots Marco out of the line, slides up in front of him, and we got a battle for second now as Boyer out in front of Marco Andretti.
Boyer says, I'm coming around. Just wanted to let you know I was there. He knocked on the door, and Andretti let him in. Now, It is Jonathan Davenport who he has his sights set on. Boyer says, I've been running second long enough. Let's get around this green car. Speaking of which, here comes smoke. Tony Stewart on the move. In that 7th spot, Andretti in 3rd, Schrader in 4th, Bobby Labonte in 5th. Brad Keselowski, don't look now, but he has made himself up to 6th spot. Talked about Brad off the pace. He has found the pace once again in this car.
Down to 13 laps to go, and Clint Boyer has rallied to get right back on the back bumper of Jonathan Davenport. He's making time, but the thing is, Doug, he's doing it in the same line that Jonathan Davenport has been running. Can't continue to run that and make a pass. Boyer is going to do that kamikaze move at some point in time to try to get around Superman.
Well, I'd say you're going to be right. We're going to find out here pretty quick. I'd say the rust is off of Clint Boyer. Caution is out.
And that was in the back end of the field, right in front of the lead cars. The spin.
Castroneves.
No, that's Francis Jr., and
yep.
He's got some serious damage on the left front. The left front wheel not
spinning,
rolling at all. He will have to make the left-hand turn, and this is with 10 to go. So now no more caution laps count. It's going to stay locked in with 10 laps to go.
Hopefully they can get that fixed. Hopefully it's just sheet metal pressing against that wheel, not letting it spin.
Get her to back it up. He was sitting on top of the sheet metal. Folks, with 10 to go, it comes down to Jonathan Davenport and Clint Boyer. They have peeled the sheet metal off of Francis Jr.'s car, so he's back out. And now Clint Boyer has decided no longer am I going to run to the inside of Davenport. They start to stack him, choose rule. Now Clint Boyer decides to go to the inside.
You kind of got to wonder if Boyer was sizing Davenport up the whole time. Now, with 10 to go, he's going to bring his plan to secession.
Well, he's got to do something different right
Absolutely.
now. He had been going outside of row 2, right behind Davenport, and it's worked because he's been able to get around Andretti. Maybe he doesn't want to have what happened on the last restart occur again, which is why he's choosing the inside.
Puts Andretti and Schrader in row number 2 as they come around. Labonte and Stewart. Stewart all the way up to 6th spot after coming off the track and had to go tail back. We're going to find out here shortly as the pace truck looking to move himself. Nope, going to be one more lap around. All right, Lucas Oil, let's find out. How many of you think Jonathan Davenport's going to hold on for the victory tonight? How many think the 07 Clint Boyer will make the pass and take the win?
Yeah, I think that's where the most of the vote's going right now, maybe.
Maybe Ken Schrader as they both knock each other out. All right, pace truck goes off. We're going to go green flag out of turn number 4 this time. 10 to go, Shane. We're going to find out. Davenport with the
there it comes.
Oh.
Slide
Boyer.
job by Boyer. Davenport gets into him. They stack him up 3 wide. Boyer back again to the inside. Another slider. Davenport then gets tagged. Shoot in the middle. How about Kenny Schrader? Don't count out Ryan Newman. He was nearly a lap down, dead last, and now he's up to second.
Davenport stays up front. He's like, nobody, no more sliders. I'm done. He's not wanting anybody else to come around him. As they come out of turn number 4 this time, Davenport says, I'm just going home. He's happy he doesn't have to fix that car. As they come through, it is Jonathan Davenport, your leader, in that second spot. As they come through, wow, Ryan Newman up there along with Brad Keselowski. Keselowski in that second spot. Here comes Newman down low.
Keselowski running dead last, got lapped, and now all of a sudden he is running up in second. Same for Ryan Newman. He had to hit the hot pit as he was running dead last, and he's up onto the podium. Brad Keselowski, oh, by the way, just ran his fastest lap. 5 to go, this time by for Superman.
Well, as they come around, Boyer may not be done just yet. He is on the move. He's got to get around Kenny Schrader to make it happen, and quickly if he can. Schrader in third, Boyer in fourth. But it is Jonathan Davenport. Superman is on the flight tonight. Jonathan Davenport, your leader, Bad Brad, in that second spot. Boyer looks to the inside of Schrader as they come through here tonight.
Little contact there from Boyer to the back end of Ken Schrader. Doesn't get him too jacked up. And the caution will come out for a spin on the front stretch. Bobby Labonte loops it around. He had been running top 5 through the first half of this race, and now a 3-lap shootout.
Saturday night shootout.
Holy cow.
On Thursday Night Thunder. Jonathan Davenport up front. Keselowski, Schrader, and Boyer, and it's all going to bunch up. Don't look now, Ryan Newman in that 5th spot.
I got to think fans got their money's worth here tonight.
Well, you need to ask him. Lucas Oil Speedway. You like what you're seeing so far here tonight? As we get ready to go, Keselowski is going to choose the inside. Davenport's going to stay on the high side. He's got Schrader behind him. He's got Boyer behind that.
And where Clint Boyer was 4th in the running order, decides to go to the outside. He just likes running that high line a little better.
And I'm like you, unfortunately, could not make the pass on that because that's the same line as Davenport.
And after seeing how that last restart was, he may be perfectly content just riding back in row 3 right now, letting the 2 rows in front of him duke it out.
3. So as they get ready to come, green, white, checkered will finish it tonight into 3. Out of turn 4, Davenport on the gas.
Brad K looks to the inside. Two and 3 wide, shooting the gap up to second.
Wow.
Brad K stays there. Schrader to the outside. Ryan Newman to the inside. Davenport has set sail. Newman with a push up the track, clears out some traffic.
White.
And Jonathan Davenport will see the white flag one more time around for the Dirt Track Ringer. He's won 4 times at Lucas Oil Speedway in his Lucas Oil late model. The 3-time national champ comes in for 1 trip to the SRX Series, and he will cruise to victory lane. Jonathan Davenport has done it.
And it was not easy, and he did not get it handed to him. He earned it here tonight. Superman comes home with the victory.